Hello everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Learning. Meaningful conversations for your daily life.
Hi there, I'm Jake.
And I'm Lily. Today we are talking about the words we actually choose to keep.
Let me make a quick confession. I recently studied a big list of advanced weather words.
Oh wow. Were you preparing to become a television weather reporter?
No. And when a neighbor asked about the weather today, I just said, "It is nice."
That is so real. We memorize huge lists of complex vocabulary for hours.
Yeah, we fill up our notebooks with words we will probably never say out loud.
Then we feel frustrated when we cannot find simple words for our normal daily life.
Exactly. Knowing rare words does not help if you cannot chat at the grocery store.
That is why today is about finding and learning vocabulary that actually feels useful.
Because we want to speak with real people, not just pass a written exam.
Remember, you do not need to catch every single word while we talk today.
Just follow the main feeling of the conversation and relax.
Useful phrases will appear naturally, and we will review them during our meaning moments later.
So, how do we stop collecting dictionary words and start keeping the ones we need?
So, let us talk about the biggest assumption learners make when building vocabulary.
The idea that knowing more words automatically makes you a better speaker?
Exactly. We often believe fluency means having the most complicated word for everything.
I definitely fell into that trap. I used to study lists of advanced adjectives.
Did that actually help you in your daily life?
Not at all. I knew rare words, but I could not order a sandwich smoothly.
That is a common experience. It shows exactly why this pattern happens.
Right. In school, we are taught to highlight the hardest word on the page.
We learn to impress a teacher on a written exam with formal language.
But standing at a busy coffee shop is not a written exam.
No. Real conversation is about connecting with someone in the present moment.
And you usually only have 2 seconds to respond.
Exactly. If your brain is searching for a rare academic word, the conversation stops.
You just freeze. You draw a blank while the other person waits.
Draw a blank is a great example of everyday vocabulary, actually.
True. It just means your mind suddenly goes completely empty.
It happens to everyone, but we can fix it by changing our mental toolbox.
Okay, what do you mean by a mental toolbox?
Imagine carrying a massive, heavy metal toolbox everywhere you go.
That sounds exhausting. Like carrying a huge dictionary in your backpack.
It is heavy because it has a specific tool for every rare situation.
But when you need to cut a string, you cannot find the simple scissors.
Exactly. Native speakers do not carry that heavy toolbox for daily chats.
What do they use instead?
They use a small pocket tool. A few common phrases that do many jobs.
I see. They rely on their go-to words for almost everything.
Yes. A go-to phrase is the one you trust and use automatically.
That makes sense. But can I share a real practical fear about this?
Of course. What is the fear?
If I only use simple pocket tools, will people think I am not smart?
We all worry about that. We are afraid that simple English sounds childish.
Yes, I want to sound professional and capable at my job, not like a beginner.
I hear that. But natural spoken English actually favors flexible, simple words.
Really? Even in a serious professional office environment?
Absolutely. Using a highly formal word in casual speech often sounds strange.
It sounds like you are reading a textbook out loud to your coworker.
Right. Let me give you a concrete scene to show how this works.
Okay, set the scene for me.
Imagine the office printer breaks right before a big meeting.
That is a classic stressful moment. Everyone is waiting for the papers.
You need to warn your manager quickly in the hallway.
So my brain searches for a word like malfunctioning.
Because malfunctioning sounds very advanced and accurate.
Yes, it feels like the smart word to choose in an office.
But a native speaker in a rush probably will not say that.
What is their go-to phrase instead?
They would likely say, "The printer is acting up again."
Acting up. That feels so much more natural and conversational.
It does. To act up just means a machine is behaving badly.
It almost sounds like they are talking about a misbehaving child.
Exactly. It is a perfect flexible tool because it works for many things.
Like what else?
Your laptop can act up, or your internet connection can act up.
Even my left knee acts up when the weather gets cold.
See? You just used one simple phrase to describe 3 different problems.
That feels so much lighter than memorizing multiple technical terms.
That is the whole goal. Useful vocabulary lightens your mental load.
By the way, if this approach helps, you might enjoy our other episodes too.
We love finding ways to make everyday English feel more comfortable.
So, I understand replacing the heavy toolbox with flexible phrases.
Good. We want words that do the heavy lifting for us in daily life.
But how do we actually find these flexible words in our own routines?
The best way to find them is to notice where you usually get stuck.
You mean the moments when I freeze during a normal day?
Exactly. Notice the exact situation where you suddenly feel lost.
I had one of those moments last week at an electronics store.
Oh? What were you trying to buy?
I needed a cable to connect my laptop to a screen.
That sounds like a very normal, everyday task.
It is. But before I left my house, I checked my dictionary.
You opened the heavy toolbox before you even went to the store?
I did. I memorized this highly technical term for the cable.
Because you wanted to sound perfectly prepared.
Yes, I wanted the store worker to think my English was advanced.
So, what happened when you actually walked up to the counter?
I stood in line, repeating this word over and over in my head.
Building up all that pressure before you even say hello.
Exactly. Finally, it was my turn, and I confidently said the long word.
And how did the worker react?
He just stared at me. He looked completely confused.
Oof, that is a terrible feeling.
It was awful. I felt my face get hot, and I wanted to run away.
Because you worked so hard, but the communication still failed.
Right. I immediately thought my English was the problem.
But the real problem was that nobody uses that word in a store.
Exactly. The worker just pointed at a small cable.
What did he say?
He just asked, "Are you trying to hook up your laptop?"
Hook up. That is the perfect flexible pocket tool.
I could not believe it. 2 simple words replaced my entire difficult sentence.
To hook up just means to connect 2 pieces of equipment.
You can hook up a monitor, a printer, or a television.
This story shows the real emotional cost of carrying the heavy toolbox.
What do you mean by the emotional cost?
When we use overly formal words in a casual space, we create a wall.
A wall? Like a barrier between us and the other person?
Yes. The other person feels confused, and you feel embarrassed.
That is true. The interaction feels stiff instead of friendly.
And that stiffness makes you lose your confidence quickly.
I definitely felt like a failure walking out.
Even though your grammar and vocabulary were technically correct.
Yeah, I was correct, but I was not connecting.
That is the big shift. Real fluency is about connection, not perfection.
It feels like we are punishing ourselves for the wrong things.
We really are. We think we need a massive vocabulary to survive.
When actually, we just need the right flexible phrases.
Let us look at another common place where people freeze.
Is it the office break room on a busy Monday morning?
Yes, the classic Monday morning small talk.
That feels like the most dangerous place for an English learner.
A coworker walks in, pours some coffee, and asks about your weekend.
And suddenly, my mind is completely empty again.
You search your brain for an impressive way to describe Sunday.
I want to say something like, I engaged in restorative leisure activities.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a serious medical report.
I know, but I want to sound smart to my colleague.
But a native speaker would never use those words while holding coffee.
They would use another flexible pocket phrase instead.
Exactly. They would probably just smile and say, I took it easy.
Took it easy. I hear people use that one all the time.
It is simple, friendly, and it does not require a dictionary.
It just means you relaxed and did not do anything stressful.
Right. You can take it easy, or tell a sick friend to take it easy.
Okay, but this brings up a real practical conflict for me.
Tell me, what is the conflict?
If I always say, I took it easy, will my English stop growing?
That is a very valid fear. We worry about becoming lazy with our language.
Yes, I do not want to sound exactly the same every single day.
But using natural phrases is not laziness. It is actually cultural fluency.
Cultural fluency? That sounds a bit different from grammar rules.
It is. It means you understand the social mood of the room.
So, knowing when to use a simple phrase is a high-level skill.
Exactly. A truly advanced speaker knows when to put the heavy tools away.
They do not need to prove they swallowed a dictionary.
No, they do not. They just want the conversation to flow smoothly.
I used to feel terrible when I could not remember a complex word.
But you probably did not need that word anyway.
Right. Like when my neighbor asked about the weather earlier today.
You just needed a clear way to share your thought.
When you are not searching for words, you can actually listen.
Yes. You can notice the other person's tone and body language.
You finally stop living inside your own head.
That is a huge step for any adult language learner.
It really is. But letting go of the heavy dictionary is scary.
It takes time to trust that simple words are enough for real life.
So, maybe the goal is not to learn more words, but to find better words.
Finding better words is a perfect way to describe this.
Because right now, my vocabulary feels like a messy garage.
A garage full of tools you bought but never actually use.
Exactly. I need to clean it out and find my favorite hammer.
That brings up a really important contrast. This is not about sounding lazy.
Right. We still want to sound polite and educated.
Yes, but polite English does not equal complicated English.
That is a hard habit to break.
It is. But think about what useful vocabulary actually means.
Does it just mean using short words all the time?
Not necessarily. Useful vocabulary is language that fits your actual life.
Okay, so it changes depending on who you are.
Yes. If you are a doctor, medical words are very useful to you.
But if I am an accountant, I do not need to memorize bone names.
Exactly. You only need the words that describe your daily reality.
That makes me think of an exception, though.
Tell me, what is the exception?
What if I just really love learning strange, complex words?
Then you should absolutely learn them, because they bring you joy.
So, I can keep my weird words if they make me happy.
Yes, but you must know the difference between a hobby and a necessity.
A hobby word is just for fun. A necessary word helps me buy groceries.
Exactly. And a good rule of thumb is to separate them in your mind.
A good rule of thumb. That is a helpful phrase.
It just means a practical principle that works most of the time.
So my rule of thumb should be to focus on my real routine first.
Yes. Master the language of your own life before you add the extras.
But what happens when apps tell me to learn 10 random words every day?
That is the pressure we all face. The internet loves endless lists.
It feels like if I stop memorizing, I will fall behind everyone else.
But if you memorize 10 random words, how many will you remember next week?
Honestly, probably none of them.
Because they have no connection to your real life.
They are just floating in my brain without a purpose.
That is why you need to ignore the noise.
You mean the pressure to learn things I do not need?
Yes. You have permission to drop the vocabulary lists that do not serve you.
I like that. It feels like giving myself permission to learn less.
You are learning less, but you are learning better.
Okay, but let us be practical about a real limitation here.
Let us hear it.
Even if I only learn useful words, I will still forget them sometimes.
Of course you will. Forgetting is a normal human process.
When I am nervous, even simple words completely disappear from my mind.
That happens to native speakers too. We forget simple things all the time.
So what is the strategy when that happens?
The strategy is recovery, not perfect memory.
How do I recover when the perfect word is gone?
You use a simple sentence frame to explain what you mean.
Give me an example of a good frame to use.
You can say, I am trying to say that, and then describe it.
I am trying to say that buys me some time to think.
Yes. It keeps the conversation moving forward while you search your brain.
And the other person knows I am still engaged.
Exactly. You can say, I am trying to say that the machine stopped working.
Instead of standing there frozen, searching for the word broken.
Right. You just described the problem using the words you already had.
It takes the pressure off. I do not have to be a perfect translator.
No, you do not. You are a human trying to connect with another human.
And most people are very patient if they see you are trying.
Exactly. They just want to understand you, not grade your vocabulary test.
This makes me realize something about speaking English overall.
What did you realize?
When I try to sound impressive, I usually fail and feel terrible.
But when you stick to what you know, you actually communicate clearly.
Stick to is another great pocket tool.
It means to stay with a plan or continue using one thing.
Like choosing to stick to simple words instead of showing off.
Exactly. You stick to the language that feels like you.
That is such a relief. I do not need to be a walking dictionary.
You just need to be yourself, using the tools that actually work.
We have naturally used quite a few of those good tools today.
We definitely have, and it is probably time to review them.
Let us look closely at those useful phrases so we can actually remember them.
It is time for our meaning moments.
This is where we gather the best tools from our conversation today.
Yes, we are going to practice the exact phrases we just used.
So we can actually remember them when real life happens.
Exactly. Let us start with that terrible feeling we talked about earlier.
You mean the moment when someone asks a question and you just freeze?
Yes. The phrase we used for that experience is draw a blank.
I hate when I draw a blank in the middle of a sentence.
It is a common idiom. It means your mind suddenly goes completely empty.
Like a blank piece of paper with absolutely no words on it.
That is a perfect image. You might say, I completely drew a blank during my interview.
Or, I tried to remember her name, but I just drew a blank.
Let us practice the pronunciation.
I am ready.
Repeat, draw a blank.
Draw a blank.
Great. Now let us look at the office printer story again.
Ah, yes. When I really wanted to use the complex word malfunctioning,
Which is fine, but it sounds a bit too formal for the hallway.
so we decided to use the casual phrase act up instead.
Yes, to act up means a machine is not working properly.
And we also said it can describe a part of your own body.
Exactly. You can say, my old car is acting up again this morning.
Or you could say, my bad shoulder is acting up today.
It is a very friendly way to describe a frustrating problem.
Let us try saying it.
Repeat, act up.
Act up.
Nice. Next, let us go back to your electronics store mistake.
Please do not remind me of that long, awkward silence.
You tried to use a highly advanced term for a computer cable.
And the store worker just asked if I wanted to hook up my laptop.
Right. To hook up means to connect electronic equipment together.
It is so much easier to say than establish a connection.
For example, can you help me hook up this new monitor?
Or, I need to hook up my phone to the car speaker.
It is the perfect pocket tool for almost any daily technology issue.
Let us practice that one.
Repeat, hook up.
Hook up.
Excellent. Now, earlier we talked about finding a strategy for learning.
We needed a way to decide which words are actually useful for us.
Yes, and we used the phrase rule of thumb to describe that strategy.
A rule of thumb is a general principle that works in most situations.
It is not a strict scientific law, just a helpful everyday guide.
Like saying, as a rule of thumb, I only learn words I use at work.
Perfect. Or, a good rule of thumb is to drink water before coffee.
I love that phrase because it makes you sound very natural.
Let us say it together.
Ready.
Repeat. Rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb.
Now let us review one more useful phrase from our conversation.
Was it the phrase about keeping things simple?
Yes. We talked about deciding to stick to simple words.
To stick to means to stay with a plan or continue using one thing.
Right. You do not change your mind or try something complicated.
For example, I think I will stick to my original plan for the project.
Or, when I am nervous, I just stick to the basic vocabulary I know.
It is a great way to talk about making a firm choice.
Let us practice it.
Okay,
Repeat, stick to.
stick to.
Finally, we need a way to survive when our memory simply fails us.
Because we will definitely forget a specific word at some point.
When that happens, we can use a simple, reliable sentence frame.
The frame is, I am trying to say that.
Yes. This frame buys you time and keeps the social connection open.
You do not need to pause and apologize for your English skills.
You just describe the missing word using the simple ideas you already have.
For example, I am trying to say that the meeting is delayed.
Or, I am trying to say that I need more time on this project.
It is basically a safe bridge over a very difficult moment.
That is a wonderful way to describe it. Let us practice the frame.
I will try to say it smoothly.
Repeat. I am trying to say that.
I am trying to say that.
Those 6 items will definitely lighten your mental toolbox.
I already feel less stressed about my next trip to the store.
That is the power of finding the right words for your actual life.
And dropping the heavy ones we do not actually need.
What is one simple go-to English phrase that makes your life easier?
I cannot wait to read the answers to that one.
Before we go, let us return to that image of the heavy toolbox.
The one filled with dictionary words we never actually use.
Yes, you do not need to carry all of that weight every single day.
It is completely okay to set it down and just talk to people.
Exactly. Fluency is not about proving how many rare words you know.
It is about finding the flexible phrases that actually connect you to others.
That is the real goal of everyday conversation.
And do not forget to share your own favorite go-to phrase in the comments.
Thank you so much for sitting at the table with us today.
It is always a pleasure to practice together.
We hope you keep listening to Everyday English Learning.
We will be here with more natural phrases whenever you need them.
I'm Lily.
And I'm Jake.
Talk to you soon, and remember to trust your own voice.
Take it easy out there, and we will catch you next time.